Ladies and gentlemen, it's once again time for another edition of the silly season second division here on Tuesday evening for you, as we head to round 5 out of 10 for this evening's Chinese Grand Prix with the one-shot full qualifying session. What that means we will come to later. We will take a look at some information about a recent race that has been held here. We have the round 8 of season 6 that happened. Lap record went to the season 7 champion and current co-commentator Quincy, who also won that race with the fastest lap in front of Moksha, third race chase. So McLaren 1-3. We had Pleasant Snake and no Sibo in 5th. Very surprising to see. And Rendog, who took last week's win in Miami after some very hectic final few corners, has actually taken the pole position back at the end of season 6 in the Ferrari. Very interesting. Track map in closer proximity to your screen if you couldn't read that before. Very fast. Final sector here colored in yellow with the DRS zone, and obviously that 1.1 kilometer long back straight that leads to in one of the best overtaking opportunities on this track. If not, that's probably the one, you have to say. Followed by very close side-by-side racing into a very, very tight left-hander on a roughly 95-degree angle maybe. Turn 1 is mostly not overtaking opportunity because it's not a heavy braking zone. You kind of trail brake your way in and continue to downshift as you try to meet that apex for the right hand side turn before going down the spiral of that very interesting snare section. Second best overtaking opportunity at the start of the second sector. First and second sector very technical. Extra downforce is helpful, but you're obviously gonna miss out on the straight. Turn 6, the famous Ricciardo move on Bottas in 2018 after a safety car made both Red Bull pit while Ferrari and also Mercedes stayed out. And we are going to be moving on to what happened last time in Miami as we take a look at Rendog taking the first win of the season for him. Second podium after Japan. First and third race not that great, but he continues to collect points and big ones over his missing rival. And obviously we're looking at UJ maybe taking the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Only finished in 5th despite him gaining 8 positions while Rowley was absent. Takagino first ever SSRL podium, as well as Mr. Benchot, who also took his first podium, making it a Mercedes 1-3. Benchot only took 4 races. Takagino has, I think, over 60 now. So one of the guys that was in need for one, and obviously the current second division really helps with that, as the level is way more equal than what currently Division 1 is, although you cannot see that live at the moment or on the channel. Jamaican Jam took the 4th as ADS was 6. The fastest left Kovačka, then skid solo in front of his teammate. Big points again for Kicksauer. Salvi only 10th, but he swapped to wheel now, and he did a good qualifying session, but couldn't find the consistency yet. Kwon is 11th, and T-Burn, who crashed on the final turn of the final lap, only home in 12th position. So one of the favorites to win it is currently down but not out in a sense. Dempsey 13th, Seibo, and Johnny was disqualified because he only let the AI drive, as his quote-unquote McDonald's internet didn't do the work. Yeah, you can see it's has closed up. Rowley has missed a GP and is now only 6 points away from UJ, who was promoted to Ferrari after 3 outings as a reserve, and also collects their points. Rendog now up by a couple of positions into third. Takagino stays in 4th. Salvi drops down to Kovachka improves by 1, Jamaican Jam by 2, and Tibran only in 8th, while Mr. Benshot is now in 9th. Schizolo Krankyork at the bottom end of the top 10. And then with Quan ADS, who's yet to find some form despite that one pole position. Matt the Tankster about Devsy, and then with Regazzoni and Fakuroya to round up out your top 18, as no V carbs are currently present in our championship, and something has happened. I can't see this. Why not? No one can, apparently. The preview is not black, but it's black. I can't see it. This also doesn't work. Give me a second. We have some additional time anyway today. This works. Okay. Excuse-moi for this interference. Aston Martin still lead the Constructors Championship by 24 points, but Mercedes has made moves after taking 43 points, the most any team has scored so far in the season, closely followed by 40 in Singapore and 40 in Canada by the current leaders. Ferrari dropped down, Haas also down by 1 on 70, so bigger gaps in between here. Then with Red Bull 59, just overtaking Sauber here, and Williams as well, very close. You have to say that's very surprising, judging their lineup. And then huge gap over 30 points, 38 in fact. Alpine, McLaren, then Alpine, and yeah, as I said, Racing Bulls without a seat for any of these drivers. And we're gonna be moving into our proceedings with our co-commentator. That is Quincy, obviously, once again. Hello to you, my friend. How are you?
Hello. Good evening to you on this Tuesday, the third day of the shortest month of the year. I'm not sure what that has any relevance to do with the race tonight, but welcome, guys. Hello. Hello, hello.
Yeah, we obviously are in some extra time today, as there's a certain format that is in play. Would you like to explain that to our viewers out there, as I take one final note here on my sheet again?
Yep. In a nutshell, there's 3 qualifying sessions, Q1, Q2, Q3, as they do in real life, and you just need to set your hot lap within the first 5 minutes. This gives us an opportunity to do a different format for qualifying, makes it a little bit fun. You know, those guys who don't tend to make mistakes on 1 lap qualifying sessions, you know, they will do well here. Other people who, oh shit. Oh no, 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 no.
What's going on?
Okay, it was it wasn't on equal performance. That was so lucky. Damn, that was so lucky. That's so good. Thank you, T-Brand, for the catch. But yeah, basically, you go out, you set your first lap within 5 minutes. If not, you get put to the back of the grid. If you fail this objective, you get put right to the back of the grid after the race. It used to be a disqualification, and arguably, what could be said is where someone lost the championship in Division 1 last season is where he crossed the line with 1 second less than he should have, and he was disqualified from the race, which was terrible for him, but good for others.
I was about to say that a good catch from T-Brand, yes, but you should have caught that spin maybe last time out.
Yeah, possibly.
Very entertaining and also very confusing into the Miami GP. I have to say that with also a Rowley being absent, we're now 6 points between the top 2, as Rendok is a further 3 away from that after having some up and down performances in the first and the third race. So yeah, jumping onto Rendork, it seems like one of your like dark horses in race one talks. Yeah, how do you think he's gonna go about this Chinese Grand Prix where he took also the pole position for Division 2 in season 6?
Well, technically, he didn't take the pole. Technically, it was a reverse championship grid. So Trugster took the pole last time, but this time I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think on tracks that he's not too sure about, he tends to do a lot of laps. I remember him saying last week how he did 500 laps with Miami.
Yeah.
So maybe he's done another 500 here. Who knows? But I think if he's the kind of person that gets the practice in, whereas other people might not have the time or might not have the want to get the practice. So I think he should do well if he's got some laps in. If he hasn't practiced, then you'll probably see him towards the back. But Mercedes, I feel, are going to do well today here.
Yeah, possible. I think with the current season already moving to its halfway point, we've seen that. Yeah, there's nothing guaranteed, especially on the final turn of the Grand Prix. So yeah, we're gonna be seeing pressure laps coming from everyone within the first 5 minutes of this, and I'm just gonna take the opportunity, as we obviously kind of have some downtime in between, to ask you something on the stats wise. Before the season, I put most of the drivers' personal best and constructors result down, and I think I already asked you about that for Kovačka, who had like a very surprising, I think, third or fourth best team finish. I wanted to ask you about our
Rory's
current
joined. Nice one.
about
Current, yeah.
of our current top 3. Who do you think has the best individual performance at the end of the season? So the finest standing in the drivers out of Rendog, Rowley, and UJ.
Definitely UJ. I think Rowley's always going to be one of the most consistent drivers. We've raced with him personally, me and you, Herman, for many years now, even in other leagues and such. And we know his consistency. Hasn't always been the fastest in the top split, but he's always been there. He can clinch a podium, and on certain trikes, he can fight me on a good day. So I think he's always expected to be really on top with this division, him and T-Brand. But Uj, with his inconsistencies in terms of time penalties, as such, probably costing him another podium last week. I think, being in that Ferrari now, he will now start to correct some of those mistakes and hopefully make good on some of the opportunities as he's had. Driving the whole race pretty much with wing damage 2 weeks ago. Something that in Canada, something that I had to do yesterday. That's very, very difficult to do, but he still put it off, rain included as well. So I think he's impressed me so far out of all of these guys, really. Uj and ADS has also impressed me with some of the stuff he's pulled off and some of the blunders he's pulled off as well. But he's impressed me in terms of pace. Just hopefully he gets that consistency right and he'll do well too.
I agree with all of that, but I think you missed the question. I was asking about who out of the top 3 has currently the best individual end of season performance, like in terms of end of season finishing, like their best personal. Who out of the 3 has the highest or the best drivers championship standing at the end of the season? Rendog,
What, at the
Rowley,
end
or
of this
UJ?
season or
No, no,
last season?
no.
The end of this
History
season.
history of SSRL.
I would have to say Rowley because he's always been there. At the same time, he's always been a reserve, so I'm not sure if that's going to be counted into the question.
Yeah,
This
it
is the first time he's
does.
been a full time. So if I had to say that, I'd probably say Uj because he's been a full time driver for I think at least 2 seasons of SSRL. So probably say Uj.
No, it's actually Rowley on a reserve row for Season 5 Division 1. Took 8th position in the Drivers' Championship at the end of the season. UJ has taken a 10th as his highest in Season 6 Division 2. and Rendok only managed, quote unquote, only a 14th also in that same season. So very similar in a sense, but also, yeah, I think regarding that statement of the reserve driver, you have to say that especially with our pre-SSRL history, reserve drivers taking good spots when they always are there and are consistent, can make for even championships. So yeah, Rowley has proven to be consistent in that season, and he was yeah, inside of the top 10, and yeah, is obviously looking like he's gonna beat that by a country mile if it continues like this. And compared to last time, he is back with us again, so lots and lots of opportunities to score big again. Has yeah, together at the moment still the most podium appearances, as now obviously Rendok is, if he wins today, equalizing him on race wins for the season, as yeah, only T-Bran has taken another win out of these three. So everyone is out on track, everyone has started their final laps. Remind me, what is the cut-off time we need to be looking at to when to cross the line?
So it should be 13 minutes for this first session. T-Bran puts in a 1:33.1. Not the fastest time. What was the lap record or the last pole time? I believe it was like a 1:32 something. We are in Q1,
Yeah.
however, so that will have a part to play. Yeah, 1:35 from ADS. That's quite. It's quite a far reach. As no, Sibo is in the gravel T-Ran, but they should be retiring right around now. I have a separate timer up on screen, so I'll be looking out for who will be crossing the line later, as he's got 27 seconds left on the clock to finish. As Skid Solo is coming to the. Oh, is he going to make it? I don't think he was going to make it.
A lot of them are very close to it, especially at the
What
end.
is? God, yeah.
I was
6, 5, 4,
oh, Rowley's out
3,
then.
2, 1. So Rowley's out.
Yeah.
Skid Solo's out. Cerebo's out.
Damn.
Juan is out.
Rowley is out. That is huge. That is almost like
So
the equivalent to what Andy did in Brazil last season.
yeah,
Championship contender misses the
I
completely
wish Rendog
mistimes
would
it.
turn his mic off for real, because that's just incredibly loud. Let me go into the settings there. So as far as I can see, guys who've set laps from. Got very distracted at the end there, but I believe is everybody down that was from Rowley
Rowley gets
downwards.
solo, Kuan, and Ibo were.
Yeah. I think I just relobby. Think I just re-granted a relobby and back to the. Huh? Okay, so if we can give me the list, so it's Rowley, Gid,
Kuan,
Solo, at KW,
and Ibo.
and Ibo all failed to set the lap within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that cutoff time was yeah, or have your lap time finished before the clock hit 13 minutes in game. So yeah, we could see that a lot of people were not hitting that.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I've been, it's been a well-known format. Some of these guys have, in fact, all of these guys have actually done this format at least twice before. So you wouldn't expect those guys to be the one to miss time or whatnot. So yeah, all of these guys back of the grid. So, I don't know what order that's going to be in. I guess that depends on where they finish, possibly. So wherever they finish, they will go back of the grid. So like say, for example, they finish in a line, P1, P2, P3, P4. They'll all go to the back of the grid in that order. So I guess they're just fighting for who's the bottom four for this race. Unfortunately, if Matt the tank would just bloody retire.
That's crazy. Honestly crazy.
Yeah, I think if I was in that position, I would most likely pull into the pit lane, wouldn't you? If you knew that you wasn't going to make it, you could just pull into the pit lane, don't set a lap, and then you're free basically because you're banned your hot lap. You didn't set a hot lap after the elapsed time, and then
Yeah,
well,
I
that
would
again
agree.
was all explained. It was all explained in the big post that no one seems to read. Why is he going out on the track? Oh my God. No one fucking listens to me, and it really pisses me off.
Angry Quincy is not a good Quincy, but I completely agree. I'm gonna take the time to ask you, since this is a full qualifying format, despite this only having an opportunity once for every driver who makes it into the full three sessions. Who do you think is gonna take pole position, second and third in quali with what we've just learned? Obviously, Rowley is through and has the ability to take pole if he makes it through to Q3 as well, so that is not affected. So yeah, I just want a additional bit of spice in our prediction game. So your top three for later, please, judging by what's been going on already.
Currently, I have no idea. With the format, it's meant to sort of mix things up. Didn't really expect it to be like a sixth, 10th gap between the first quali session, but you gotta. I'm completely distracted by this Haas, Herman. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to message him and tag him in the chat because I do not want to be waiting 8 minutes. The idea came from Race Chase, so this would be a very good idea to cut down the time of a full qualifying, but still have the fun of a full qualifying. So
Yeah.
for certain people just don't read the messages that you get posted. It's just you put a lot of time into the league, into the organization, into the messages, into the spell checking because everybody knows I suck at spelling, and no one bothers to read the flipping posts, and it really grinds my gears, man. It really grinds my gears. Like, oh my God.
uh, If you're wondering why I'm laughing, I've been running a league my own for almost 10 years. Gonna complete the 10 years in April. Currently paused, but I know this feeling. And although I have to say that the longer it went on, the more people understood, even if they were new. But this is a particularly striking case. I'm still gonna head. I think it's probably especially fun since we know who's out in this segment. So it's two with Desi and Ibo. I'm just gonna say, because we obviously don't know if ADS is backing down or if that was the best lap time from T-Brand we're gonna see in the next two sessions as well. So I'm just gonna roll the dice as this was my idea with this. I'm gonna say that's T-Brand in first. I'm gonna say that Rendog in second, and I'm gonna say after very strong already in qualifying in Miami, Salvi is gonna take third in Q3 later. And obviously the fun of this is if they're all out in Q2, we don't know who's gonna be taking that. So yeah, a lot of unknowns for that. But since we are currently still yeah, observing what Matt the Tank is doing. I'm also surprised he doesn't notice that no one is on track has been on the track for the
Yeah,
last
everybody's
5 minutes.
everybody's in the bloody pits, and you're out there. And this now will invalidate his what's the word? His first official lap because he's setting another lap now,
Yeah.
which will now put him with the rest of the guys to invalidate. It's like so. Ugh,
I like how
just in
everyone in
his,
it.
he's just in his own world, man. I like the guy, but come on. Let's
Please
just
look.
retire. This is
Please look.
infuriating to watch. You're
Pl-
literally wasting everyone's time here.
please look at the gif from
At the
UJ
GIF.
and
Oh
red
my
card.
God.
Okay, I still want your top three though for quali. Come on. End of Q3. Who's gonna be at the top three spots? Can't Desi text him? I don't know. I don't know who's affiliated with Metatank. And obviously, as Quincy already said, he isn't gonna improve a lap time that he's not supposed to be setting. So he's also going to the back of the grid. And obviously, he's wasting everyone's time and the tires. This is obviously as someone who has now been with league racing for like 10 years. Every time, this is like this. For me, this is a more casual league racing experience. Always has been, because for my league, we always make sure that we get in a briefing. Like, you obviously tried last season, but this is like mandatory. I do like a 50-minute organization talk about something that is happening for the race. Give a briefing about
he retires.
Give a briefing.
He retires now.
Give a briefing about the track, and then everyone is in their dedicated voice team channels. And obviously that helps if they know each other, which I don't think is the case for Savvy and Matt. But this would be like, or is like one of the best reasons for us to, as a stewards, and obviously when there was a bit more hype than what we've seen in the last couple of years with the game, especially during COVID, it was always so much more enjoyable for the stewards and the guys who were also moderating when there was commentators. And for example, 2 or 3 guys of the main stewards team were obviously racing, that when they looked at it and they saw something is going on with like not retiring, or there was like maybe issues on the internet, they just jump in the voice, ask them what's going on, and then obviously try to manage that throughout the session, or obviously tell them to hurry the fuck up because everyone is waiting. So obviously I'm used to that. Is not the case in most of the international leagues, but yeah, obviously very annoying that it now happened, in a sense that you can't really do anything about it if they're not, especially on console. Like, we have some console guys, but they were still in the calls most of the time. But if you're not on the phone having Discord open and you're just racing on your own, and you're kind of in that I keep forgetting the rest of the world kind of situation, and everyone wastes another 10 minutes.
This is also going to be a nightmare to do in Racing League tools, to try and sort out who's going to be where, because this is just a nightmare. I mean, like, it's been announced early on before. It was a format that's been used a lot of times before. It's been explained. People have been asking me questions in case they didn't understand, and a lot of the guys who did ask me the questions, like Mr. Ben Chod, as well as Cerebo, are all completing, etc., etc. So it's not a difficult format to understand. I've been saying for the last weeks now, set your lap in 5 minutes, get out straight away and do your lap, because it's not worth risking it for track evolution, when the track evolution doesn't come until the last 5 minutes at the end of the session. So I don't know if people agree with the punishment for this, but I think it's quite fair, because people now below the threshold for Q2 would have gotten through with their laps, hadn't these 5 people went over the time. So that's where it used to be a disqualification for the race, but now it's just go to the back of the grid, so at least you still get to race and you could still get points. You never know, 5 people could finish and you could be at the back of that 5. You never know. These things can happen.
Absolutely. I'm enjoying also energetic having. He's grabbing some popcorn. I can see that in a sense, because there was obviously some additional time. A drop off for this session is obviously going to be the 10-minute mark, as this session is shortened in length by 3 minutes to Q1, meaning we started off with 15, and the drivers currently have 2.5 yet to go, which for Korn and Matt the Tank I find very short on time on this track. You probably need an outlap of at least 2 minutes 5, and this is going to be very tough. Rolly is still in. Don't know if it makes sense to stay in now, if you need to get the best qualifying position and get away in the race as fast as you can, because if he finishes first, and everyone behind him that didn't make it in Q1 in time will be behind him anyway. So that's guaranteed 4 positions above him, because Metatank obviously is now one of these guys as well. So we have actually 4 people who will be demoted, and that is going to be interesting to follow through the rest of the session. As T-Man is really pushing that car into that second banking on this, where that is the banking. The other one is not really banking, but very much a snail form. As I think the first guy to cross the line is Krankjorg. And he is into the final turn, 16 corners on this racetrack, built in 04, opened in 05. No, sorry, that's Bahrain. I think China was opened in 04 and Bahrain in 05. Krankjorg immediately retires. T-Man goes to the top of the session now. Times are still relevant in a sense, as Sibo goes over the line next. Because now the lowest 5 get eliminated, and that's gonna be, obviously 2 guys who are on in the pit lane as well. And Jamaican Jam goes to 6. That is not really a good time, I would say. Mr. Ben shot to 2nd. Also Salvi in the background goes to 3rd again. Good showing here. And there is, I think, Taki and Gino over the line, 7th. And we have yellow flags because of the guys giving up in turn 1. So I think, Rody, who's still in the second sector, is going to be too late.
Is he going to be too late? I'm not even.
Yeah,
sure.
unfortunately.
It should be 8 minutes, right?
No, 10. I just explained that.
Ah, it's 15 minutes. Sorry.
15
sorry,
down
mate,
by
very...
5 is. Yeah, it's fine. You are good. Shout out again to Codis for like 3 or 4 years now. We don't see the session timer behind the yellow flag. I don't know what is so impossible to create an on-screen display that has the timer still separate, just like you have when you drive, and that could be over. I can't move the mouse, but could be over where the time is, like the times of the drivers. So until the yellow flags are gone, we don't know what's going on with Rolly, but I'm assuming he's way too late, but judging by how much time has already gone by.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes for the second.
So I think that should be a quali ban now for the second session as well.
I have no idea what's going on.
Give him a quali ban for being extra late for race 6
This is just getting... Just retire now, please.
Yeah, that is annoying.
I'm speaking to Mac the Tank currently.
Say he needs to retire as well, because
I don't understand. Maybe it's my explanation. I don't understand. Maybe it's my explanation.
Let me recheck.
Because it just doesn't make sense to me. It literally says, you know, set your lap within the first 5 minutes, your hot lap. I made sure to say hot lap. And if anyone had misconceptions of
it's even shorter
what it
than
said, they had time.
It's even shorter than the original. So I don't know.
For anyone listening, this is what I posted. Round 5, the one-shot full qualifying round. This involves going into a full qualifying session, but only having 5 minutes to complete one hot lap. For example, when qualifying starts, you have 5 minutes to get out of the pits, set your hot lap. Drivers are allowed only one hot lap attempt for each session in Q1, Q2, and Q3. After completing your hot lap, you can retire on track and out of the way to save time. If you mess up your lap, retire out of the way. Completing a lap after the 5-minute deadline will result in a grid drop to the last place at the end of the race. I mean, I know we're very multilingual.
Yeah, grid drop sounds like
a
grid penalty before the start of the race, but
it says at the end of the race.
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't say at the start.
That's the only thing I would ask about. So big upset here is Jamaican Jam obviously being out. Qualifying is not affected, so Kvechka, Skid Solo, let the tank and corner out, and obviously Rolly has a double breach of the rules. So I think there should be done something about this. Whacking Beetle, first time chatter, hello, welcome. They shouldn't move through to the next quali if they're not following the rules. That is true. But the only thing that we can't do is basically remove them manually. So if there would be an option to do live stewarding, then we could do that. Also with grid drops inside of the session without restarting the session would be a great tool. which will never come because Codemasters don't know their shit, or
They can't
EA.
code that. Yeah, they can't code
And
that.
this is why it's like we obviously looked at the opportunity or the possibility of adjusting the starting grid, but that would take additional time because we would need get another lobby, and this is what we kind of lose with us trying to have this, or this idea was based around having the thrill of the three segment qualifying with also this additional pressure
I need to
of
jump off for
putting
a second. I'll be right back.
with an additional pressure element where you have to set your lap time and only one lap attempt is so much more interesting, also from the spectating point of view. So this, what in terms of time we are saving with only all of these sessions being 5 minutes long, would kind of be brought back together by redoing the lobby, which usually takes 10 minutes, because I'm sorry to say, but 80% or 90% of the guys are fast enough to join the lobbies, but there's always one or two guys, no matter what league, who are just slow in getting to the lobby again. So yeah, that would take up additional time, and we wouldn't save really anything, which is usually not too bad because we run short qualifying anyway. But this is also like, yeah, we wanted to have that additional. Let's save some time on this qualifying as well for this event only. So yeah, we don't really want to change that too much, but yeah, judging by how bad this has gone so far, yeah, maybe we should look into that, since yeah, it would make everything way more clearer. But yeah, these are discussions to be had internally again. So missed the shot for the win. Yeah, could be. Let's see. T-Brand with his lap coming in already, as Krankyok has taken the lead on the drivers who are out there already, and we are gonna be seeing times from drivers before they cross the 7-minute mark, so roughly 8.5 yet to go. And there's a spin by Mr. Shots. You jinxed him, and he's off, and that is probably his quali done, only P10 in the session. Let's watch the rest of this lap with the Dutch driver, who has taken a step inside of the season already so far with the first 4 races, consistently scoring points. Not in quali, not the best in quali, but very good in racecraft. As well as his teammate, who is unfortunately already out. Skid Solo missed the mark and will be put at the back of the field anyway, but is racing against Korn. And Iboneji spins! That was way too early on the throttle, and he hits the wall on the inside line. Salvi's gonna be the first guy to cross the line with a lap time. 33.6 is there to be beaten by the rest. And oh, it's very close with Rendork. He is already ahead. T-Brand beats them by over a second. Incredible lap by the Polish driver, who had just seen big points slip away at the end of last week as he crashed out on the final turn of the 29 lap long race. Sibo takes to 4th position as ADS is only in 5th. That's very surprising. Not his best check compared to the time where the pole position is also beaten by Tarkin, Gino, and UJ is only 7th. And I think Rolly is once again too late. Let's see when the yellow flag's clear. I'm not too sure. There's no other way to tell because I don't have Racing League tools on. It's bugged. Comes over the line, 33-8. I have no idea if that was enough, but he is definitely in. I jinxed him, yeah, you jinxed him. And that's already the end of Poly. And I got the top 3 correct! Let's go! Top 3 incredibly correct, but there's a 9/10 gap between T-Man and Rolly. That's gonna be very interesting. Salvi takes third, Takajino fourth in front of Rolly. No Sibo is also very close to ADS. UJ is down by 1.6 seconds over the pole time. Crankog obviously crashed it, but made it over the line and is in front of Mr. Jod as he has, beached it at the end of the first 2 turns. So that was jinx and a half from Waking Peter.
Right, I had to step away and
Yeah.
because my kids were running around upstairs. Those of you who have kids, fair play to you. Those of you who don't, snip your balls off and don't have any, because you lose at least 2/10 per child, and I've got 4, so you can tell how slow I am now.
Still be still has a championship and almost a second one by 1 point. Yeah, I since you were kind of distracted, I still got all of the qualifying guys right, so that's a did not start for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to the race predictions now. Please take a
Yes,
look at
please.
the race director and go ahead first.
Okay, T Brown on pole, Rendog second. Ooh, Salvi on the wheel in P3. He seems to be getting the hot lap very good, but it's the race pace he was telling us last week after the commentary ended. He typed to us, he said that over a full race it's more difficult. I'm thinking today T Brown for the win, Tarkin Gino for the podium yet again, and Uj. I reckon Uj will get P2. Tarkin Gino P3, ADS P4. And honestly, maybe a no Sibo P5, I'd
He
want to
has been
say.
P5 in season 6 as well. Best, one of the strongest finishes. I'm surprised you didn't pick the winner from last time. I'm gonna go T-Bran, Rendog, UJ third. I'm gonna go Nocibo fourth, and a crazy comeback. Mr. Short to fifth. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one. I could see that happening, to be honest.
I'm sorry, Red
Dark
Bull,
Horse.
but it's just not working out.
We don't have faith in you anymore.
We don't have faith in ourselves. If
Yes,
you've seen yesterday's race, it was bad. It was a different track.
Yeah, it was just as bad as your Canada race, guys. Yeah, unfortunately, there's been some harsh words in the Discord, and I've had to step in and make some.
I wouldn't elaborate on it. Just keep it
yeah. Yes, let's just keep that to ourselves. But anyway, looking forward, we've had a bit of a mess of quali. You know, these things happen. I really didn't expect it to happen here today. But you know, these things happen, so we'll move forward from that. Is energetic typing in the chat?
No, Matt the Tank said, sorry everyone for messing up. Also kind regards, Matt the Plank.
Oh, I might change his name to that. That would be pretty funny. Oh my goodness. I'm glad to see someone's having a good time.
I think everyone who messes up these rules should have like a name of shame for rest of the season instead of the Discord.
I know in Rolly's league he puts little eggplants next to people's names when they DNF, Maybe we can have some sort of sad face or something. I don't know. That's hilarious, though. Thank you, Matt, for seeing the light in this situation. We've got should be starting at any time now.
Everyone's
As
too
we,
scared now because the owner has spoken out. So yeah.
Oh, I have to run again. Bear with me.
Run, Forrest, run. And we are off to the formation lab. Sorry, this has been more than chaotic for today, but you can see why maybe. We are looking at our pole position holder in T-Brand Rendog second, and it's third with Salvi, fourth Takangino, fifth Rolly, first 5 on the medium tire, as No C was the first one to opt for the hard compound. ADS 7th, 8 is UJ, 9th Tranko, and then 10th, also with the hards, is Mr. Chod, 11th Jamaican Jam, 12th is Kovachka, 13th Skitsolo, also with the hard, and Meta Tank with the hard in 14th. Quan 15 on the medium, 16 for Devzi, and 17, Devzi also on the hard, is Sir Evolve. And yeah, we're gonna be moving into the second half of this formation lap. I expect these drivers to take this tire to probably 9 to 11 laps, because after that the hard is just the better tire, but isn't that durable, as they take quite a beating here with all of these long fast corners, especially this one, very easy to get wrong on the exit with a lot of wheel spin, and then you just kill the tires basically. And yeah, I'm interested to see if UJ has stopped his penalty galore, because he has been losing out on better finishes because of time penalties. Only 8th, as Rolly's 5th, but he will be moved back to whoever's going to be. Yeah, well, the only thing you can say is that apart from Devzi, the guys who will be moved to the back are already in the back, at the back. Sorry. Skid Solo, Meta Tank, Juan Ibo, and then Rodius only in 5th. And yeah, we're gonna move to the start now. Just a couple of meters before T-Burn, the first guy, parks it up. Last 2 drivers have parked it up, and we are moving to the start of the 5th race of the season, as Eboso and Korn mess up their parking. The Chinese Grand Prix, who has been absent for 5 years in between the COVID time, is back with us again for the 2025 game, and for the 5th round we are underway. The lights are out. It's Mercedes against Williams in the front 2 rows, and there's no clear advantage to one of these, but Salvi has definitely the better start over Rendog. Is trying around the outside, but is going extremely long, opens up the opportunity for Takangino to get close, as UJ is almost 2 positions already up, fighting with ADS on the outside of what is turn 4. Quick right hand off turn 5, very much side by side. Inside line is there for the Ferrari to take. Oh, he hits Rolly in the back, and Salvi is under pressure from Takangino, but is through before the next 2 turns. And ADS is gonna benefit off that moment where UJ messed up the braking, and he obviously lost out on the momentum when exiting that 6th turn. And he is back behind the Red Bull, who is now looking and staring at the rear of the Aston Martin, as Ibo down to 8th is struggling with warming up these tires, as T-Brand is trying to push away, or barely used any of his batteries so far. And once again, there's a bit of underfueling going on for Rendog, as Salvi is trying to stick with them, and they are trying to move from slipstream to slipstream. You can break that from time to time, but obviously weaving is not allowed. As you can see, this chain of cars with each other. First couple of turns are done. 14 in reality without major crashes. And I've not seen any carbon fiber flying off. And Salvi has been dropped by Rendog and Tibran at the front. There's no DS assistance inside of, or at the end of this lap for the Haas driver as of right now, as there's more fighting going on at the back. ADS on the inside of Rolly. There's no opportunity there because that tightens so much on the exit before you wheeled in for that very sharp left-hand side turn of turn 3. And there's Uj again to the inside. Can he make it this time? Is left lots and lots of space by ADS and is has overtaken the Red Bull for what is now 6th position, as the top 2 currently run away with it a bit. And yeah, T1 is obviously in need to find off some better results, find back the form, as we are watching Kovachka following mishap and shot on that extra compound tire that is a bit harder in allocation. Less grip in theory, but more durability, and they will come into play inside of the next 5 laps, as these mediums are not very good on the rear. DS assistance for Rendog, who is looking to save some of his energy behind the Williams that is currently in first. And there's a swap between the Aston Martins, as Rolly has a double front lockup, very brief but also hurting these fronts. UJ is trying to get into that. DS has been there for a couple of moments now, so that is all good. Crankyok is close
looking racy
to Seabo, and Mr. Chot is also looking close. Can he make a move on the kick? Sauber ahead was looking to the inside, but that was fiercely defended, and now the inside line opens up again because he moved so much under braking, and the car didn't like that for the kick. Sauber. Oh, big hit as he tried to accelerate too early, and a bit of oversteer snap makes him turn into the Mercedes, who's now under pressure from the Hungarian in 11th, and there is no way past that for the moment, as Savi is now forming that next DRS chain, and Mr. Chot is on very little battery left. Or is there an opportunity still? No, there wasn't. Sorry to cut away there for a moment too early, maybe. Top 2 are still with each other. There was a slight correction there from Brandog. And Salvi is, pulling along the train of Rolly, Takijino, OJ, and ADS's no Sevo has been dropped, but his tire strategy is the one with the longer angle, let's say. And Uj
so he should be going around to about lap 16, 15, 16, 17, that sort of pit window there. Not a lot of extra laps. I think it's only about 6 extra laps, but the undercut is quite massive here. I remember trucks up. Oh! We looking at
Rolly just boxed his way through. Salvi punched away into that DRS, end of DRS braking point for the hairpin. That looked very sketchy from the angle I was only getting from the camera, but maybe it looked worse than it was. No discrediting of the move if it was completely legal, but it was like very little space for both of them.
Jam loses a place, so does Quan. Right at the back, as I'm having a look at what Skid Solo's doing, there's a bit of a gap to Kovachka, 3-second gap.
Oh, spin! Spin by Salvi! Salvi in turn 8, and there's a collection!
Mercedes.
Mr. Chot is into this striking Salvi, and there's a 10-second time penalty. And he was
so strange with
not
that,
at fault for that. He was standing completely still. The only reasonable thing you can do if you're facing the wrong way to the track, but both of these drivers have now suffered severe front wing damage and will be coming in, and that is even worse from Ben Shot because he's on the hard tire already. Big moment. Salvi losing it on his own, and now front wing damage, and that really sucks because I have both of them in my top. However, Salvi I don't have. Never mind then. Also,
Kovachka
ADS,
gets past
ADS lost. Kovachka has already moved. Kranjok is all of a sudden in 7th because of that. ADS is fighting back. The Brit against
This
Hungarian.
is a very difficult track to overtake, regardless of.
ADS half spun. Okay. Oh! And he lost his front wing going into the back of the Hungarian. What was that? That was way too aggressive. If the guy in front of you brakes, you need to be braking earlier. Lots and lots of understeer.
Another Red Bull with another lost wing.
Kovac, yeah, and their marketing campaign is gives you wings. So someone rework that please, as ADS stays ahead, but that fighting is obviously costing them huge amounts. Big double front lockup as well, but no better exit. Please give me an update on the tires for both of these early pitters, as we are watching, trying to see if Rendog is ready for another opportunity. Currently very equal on ERS.
Medium tires for Mr. Ben Shod.
Yeah, makes sense. And for Salvi?
Hard tires for the soft Salvi.
A lot of argy-bargy from Energetic, it says. Like me last night. Well, I didn't see that. Quan spins.
Yellow flag somewhere.
No, that's Devsy, my bad. Sorry, force of habit. Devsy with the spin. Sorry, that was just a meme from The Simpsons. And Tarkangino has overtaken his teammate again, but that was very late. And they are side by side again. They should be deciding who's gonna take the next turn first. And they're racing into the final turn. UJ is gonna take huge opportunity with this.
Wow,
now he has the DRS and the overspeed because his exit was so much better. Third position coming up for the Ferrari. Question mark around the outside. Can he hold it? That is currently your Drivers' Championship fight with third and first. Rendot currently taking both by storm. And UJ wasn't able to get by on Rolly. Another lockup. Rendog and Tubran are just on their own. Different league. Feels like Season 3, Season 4, me and Andy. No one else behind. Or at least with huge social distancing. As this quadruple fight has continued. And I think, yeah, Kranjok is in this now again. He has made the way into the DRS zone of the car in front. No, CBO obviously with the better tires now. Lap 6, these mediums are not enjoying that. If you fight so much, Skid Solos defending from Matt the Tank, both on the hard tires. They are trying to make these tires now be useful as Ibo spins. Ibo with a spin, front 2, still close together, but T-Brand leads still. Lock up UJ, lock up Rolly into the hairpin. Big ERS advantage also for Sibo. That could be huge, as both of the Red Bulls are sandwiching Kovachka, and also Skid Solo, Matt the Tank are there already. Also ADS didn't pit, which brings all of them closer together. Yeah, Kovachka goes by.
Wing damage is not too bad here. I remember winning the race with wing damage, and also opting not to replace the wing when I did pit as well. So
yeah, it's on the right hand side as well. So that's mostly only the high speed chicane that is coming up for our
UJ with the up and under.
With this one, because now you're going to be suffering if you have damage on the right hand side. Mr. Chop takes the fastest lap away. That is currently not worth. No, wait, hang on. Was it a point?
Yeah, it's still a point regardless. Yeah, so
okay, sorry.
Still 1 point towards Mercedes.
A lot of underfuelers spotted by Energetic. That is correctly. That is correct. Minus 0.6 on UJ. That's a lot. Even Rendog didn't go that much. I checked at the race start. Minus 0.26 he had on when we started. So yeah, I can see why you can go for that. Like, it's still a high-speed track. Some stages the walls are very close. And there's
Oh, T-Bran is getting
UJ to the inside. Both lock up. No turning from the front for the Ferrari nor the Aston Martin. Side by side. Yeah, well, that was sorted. Maybe a better exit for UJ. Nocebo's just loving this, watching this back from where is he currently in 6th position. Because these drivers are just taking all of the life out of their tires. Exiting all of these slow speed turns like this one here, turn 3 into 4. It's going to be so difficult for them, even on 0 deployment of the battery. Because that limits your wheel spin and you're going to be way more stable on that. Kovachka is now leading the next DRS train that is behind. That's the Ibo takes also 3. Oh, it's been Rolly! Rolly is off at the exit of 6, and that is just what I've been mentioning. Too much rear spin, too little grip on the rears, and you're gonna be suffering. Nocebo has the prime opportunity to take 3rd on the road already. They're gonna be pitting at the end of next lap, maybe the earliest. I can't really see 20 laps on these hards, to be honest. So
possible 2-stop, do you reckon? You would have
no.
had to have gone already, I think. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rory's very.
If you
very
go
much
now,
struggling.
you're gonna be too early. I think you need to outlast at least until the end of lap 9. But the tank takes 12th position. We are looking at Sebo trying to take Takagino. And around the outside has used all of that extra energy. No Sebo into 4th position. The only time V-Cup seems to be scoring is when the Turkish reserve driver takes the wheel. And there's ADS off in the background with Jamaican Jam and him currently 9th and 10th. As disappointing as a race we just had yesterday.
It's not a good year for Red Bull, season 8. It's not a good season for us all, to be honest. We've had our moments, you know, some little bits are good, and then it all ends in tears usually.
Yeah, well, this Red Bull team that is currently trying to do something inside of the season for both divisions is going to be racing hopefully more successfully soon on a different, more touring car focus game. So yeah, let's see where and if success is there to be seen. Nocebo's pressuring UJ quite severely. He's not going to close down the 8-second gap inside of the next couple of laps before the front 2 and probably the car in front are going to be pitting. So yeah, AES lost the AS also to Kovachka, so I think Jamaican Jam and ADS should swap. Oh, speaking of swaps, there was a moment from Rendorch. Couldn't complete it completely. Nocebo. UJ complete lockup on fronts. Yes, deployment by Nocebo inside of the hairpin. Jamaican Jam goes through on Nocebo. Loses the rear. On his teammate, ADS. Just got confused by the white livery. That is very white. By ADS. And Jamaican Jam is trying to close gap down to Kovachka. Maybe to bring his teammate in as Westgate Solo goes by on ADS. Takes that tire advantage to the next level. Goes into 10th position. Once again, both Saubers inside of the top 10. One of the most dark horse-ish teams you could see. I hadn't like, they were not on my bingo card for best of the rest team basically, and they continue to outperform the Red Bull squad right now, and they were like 7 points behind with Williams another additional 4 behind, which obviously is going to be swinging huge amounts because Red Bull is taking currently not even half the amount of points Williams is having. So yeah.
Anything Red Bull's taking currently is a beating. You know, on both Mondays and Tuesdays, we just can't seem to get it together.
Okay, speak for yourself. I was still 6, okay?
It was looking traumatic for a couple of laps there, not gonna lie. Ujay into third as he sends it down the inside. Sibo on the outside should have better traction on these non-worn
He's
tires.
still on ERS. He uses ERS in the corners.
Oh, and there's a bit of contact there. He's clearly forgotten the toggle.
Yeah.
I think at the end of this lap, Ujay should be pitting.
Road is pitting.
Oh my goodness! Takajino on the outside. What a move, Herman, as he clips the front wing of the vehicle. And there's a little bit of contact with Ujay. I think sportsmanship. Yep, should let him
Yellow
pass.
because of Ibo, or good.
Did not even see Takajino coming in there. I was on board with no Sibo, and I just saw him coming up the outside there. So very, very interesting thing is what's his name? ADS Pits P13. It's down to P15 now. He comes out on hard tires. I should take him to the end, Herman, I think.
Did he swap the wing?
Let's have a look. See, I don't think... Oh, yes, he did.
Front
He
right
did swap
was
the wing.
lost. Okay.
Yeah, he did swap the wing.
That's obviously 5 additional seconds back, but a lot of these guys
Worth
in
it.
front of him. Yeah.
Worth
very
it, I
much.
think. If he can push
Are
now.
gonna be demoted behind him anyway. Obviously gonna be, if anything, an obstacle on track, but yeah, for now it's good.
I've gotta
UJ
look
is
down the list
struggling.
and make sure I
Trankyok
get
is
the
gonna
guys
take
right.
his position, even though I expect UJ to be inside of the pit lane at the end of this one. Rendog has not overtaken T-Ren inside of this, both on equal performance in terms of battery charge. Nosibo goes into third, and T-Ren continues on, undercut by Rendog, and he doesn't do the 2017 Hamilton, 07 Hamilton. My God.
Into the wall at China through the gravel. I think that this is a mistake by T-Bran.
Yeah, I would
Because
always go
the
first.
undercut is massive.
Yeah.
Like that old
2
song,
seconds or
Jungle is
more.
massive. It's crazy how, if he can get this outlap right, you know, he will be leading by the end of this thing, and he will have a couple of seconds as well.
What is with
And
traffic?
as you can
Where
see,
is he on track? Nothing in terms of traffic.
currently
only
P9, he has a Haas in front of him that he should be able to dispatch relatively quickly, but it is Matt the Tank who had pitted, I believe he pitted. Hold on, let me double check this before I give you wrong. Is he not? Okay, so
Top
he's
8
on
hadn't.
old tires,
Old hard, so.
old hards, and you know, he may be able to dispatch this person quickly.
Let's look at the gap for the leader, 24.7 seconds. Can you quickly give us an update on what is the time loss for this track?
22.5, my sources are telling me.
So that is currently not enough. for
No,
Lando.
he will be undercut. I mean, I remember undercutting Snake here. I believe it was Snake.
There you go, you're on the S, yeah, well.
These guys with the toggles, man. I use mine on hold. I know it's not a very popular option, but
I don't find it
I
trouble.
never
The
forget
only
mine
my
on.
new wheel is, I don't know what's with the button I'm using, but I just really need to
T-Brand pits.
push it in a sense.
Giggity. Slows down very, very early. He's lost easily a couple of tenths there as well. You know, sometimes
Uj is still
wanna do it
continuing. I'm
safer.
surprised by that because now Crankyog and also Takajino are undercutting him.
I'm surprised at his battery usage. He
Also,
seems to be-
Kovachka is staying out with his front-running guy
strategy.
not there, and now we're gonna be seeing the exit, and it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, T-Ren, and Rendog is through.
Oh,
Rendog
that was
takes
super
the neck
close.
lead of the race, and T-Ren is behind Matt the Tank. That could be very crucial now. Tires gonna be only ready at the end of this lap, but that tire advantage is still there to be seen. Matt the Tank is not obliged to move out of the way. This is no blue flag moment. This is racing for 6th position, as Rendog is now opening up the gap to the driver behind, and T-Bran has slept on that opportunity to be undercut. The only thing I can say is an additional extra fresh lap can make a difference sometimes, but these
Not
laps,
when you're going up against the tire whisperer that is Rendog. Remember, one stop at Miami, drove a very cool race, very calm and collected, and got him the victory. You know, so I think
Yeah, that's
the
true.
1 lap difference isn't going to make much of a difference, but I definitely think he'll probably be using that 1 lap advantage
Yeah,
now, trying to get past.
would have made a bigger difference if they like came in and at end of 9 and end of 10, but no one of them did. Yeah, Ferrari is on the worst possible strategy. UJ is coming in now, and Kovachka needs to kind of also, and there's a
Yeah.
5-second gap, so guarantee or almost guaranteed double stacking as now no Sibo leads over Skid Solo, who's also on that hard tire. Both of them are.
Oh, that's almost perfect, Herman. As I'm looking at his stop time, it's a 1.9, so he didn't really lose a lot of time there at all. As he comes straight back out. I wonder if that's that little bug that they used to have in the previous games where the second stacker always get a faster pit time. But he still
Only
comes
in
out
display, I
behind
think.
all of this traffic here. One of the Red Bulls gone. Alpine not got past, but he probably should have, to be honest. I would have sent it there personally. But T-Brand up into P3.
Solo's lost it. It's down to 4th.
12 seconds. Now let's see. Fellison said something interesting here when he was racing. I believe it was in Qatar. He started on the hards. He knew it was a different alternative strategy, but he said it was really fun being with light fuel on medium tires at the end. You had to do a lot of overtakes to get where you wanted to be, but it's still a solid strategy depending on your pace.
Yeah, UJ has lost out big time. Looking at there were 8 seconds behind T-Brand. If I put 8 seconds onto that, that's where Rowley is, and he's an additional 5 behind that. And that is very troublesome. I assume we're gonna see
doing its work there.
faster lap times coming
big
in
log up by the
soon.
Mercedes going into turn 15 there. As he comes out, he's got a lot of battery, and he's going to need to use it, T-Brand, as he aims to... Oh, he goes completely wide at the last turn. That's gaining an advantage for sure. As he gets a DRS and he pushes towards the end. Rendog just has to keep this calm and collected now.
Jamaican Jam. My god, Jamaican Jam almost lost it at the exit of 15. Teammate is going through. ADS. On the hunt to, find pace. Get back to Kovachka, and then... What are they doing?
Are they fighting?
They are swapping back. Despite the mistake clearly being... no, they're not...
What is this, McLaren at Monza?
No, they didn't swap back, sorry. It looked like it, but ADS was still in front, so good.
They're chasing down the Ferrari. Jamaican Jam has a lot more battery than ADS. And Kovachka just seems to be chilling. He's on a 60% battery, you know. He's just chilling his way. Mr. Benchod in P10. I thought he would be higher, a little bit higher, but I know he had that front wing issue.
He needs to pit again.
It's now fixed.
He needs to pit again because he was on the hards. You needed to go to the medium, and if he has a second medium, that's still not the best race tire, even if he puts that on from like lap 18 onwards. 10 laps still very much not the race tire. Would prefer for him to get on a fresh one soon, because this one is 10 laps out already. If I like, this is why I always pack the second hard before this game, even like the most or only viable option, because inside of these races you could have a 2-stop where you just can continue to go hard at good pace and just swap that one tire for that rule. You need to apply to. So yeah, Skid Solo and Matt the Tanker in now. As Snow Sibo continues on with another lap. He is currently 10 seconds ahead of the next guy, who's Rendog, and his pit window is currently where UJ is. So big amount of time gained. He was fighting that guy, and he obviously lost out to being out for so much longer. And there's gonna be a medium, definitely into the pit lane. There's gonna be a medium tire for Sibo waiting. He's gonna be surely fighting for a top 3 finish, because as we know, Roll is not gonna stay at the front, and UJ is gonna be passed anyway, as well as Takagino, I imagine. So use that bit of ERS you have left currently. 100% charge for the reserve V-Cup driver, as we continue to see the fight for what is net first place with Rendog and T-Brand.
He goes a little bit wide there. out of that
Also
turn.
fully charged on T-Brand's end and close to 80 before the start of the straight. Maximum extension of the curb there, and now we're gonna see another yellow, and that's a Red Bull this time, and it's Jamaican Jam. Goes completely sideways out of
Big
what
lockup
is
from Rendog as the Mercedes and the Williams
8?
continue to fight.
7, 8,
He's
10,
got a big
9,
load of
10.
battery, but he's finding it very hard to get
No!
past.
Sibo! Sibo locked up too hard into the pit lane and almost spun and got resetted by the game. He had this half
Lucky he didn't
spin.
get a 10
And
seconds,
T-Brand
though.
takes... Yeah, because that happened before the line. T-Brand takes back the lead of the race, but that's big time loss for Sibo. This could be huge.
Must have been worn as hell there. He's still got an opportunity to... as long
but
as
he's
he's got
close,
the pace,
he's
he could
close.
still come back. Yeah, you know, he could
But
still
he has
come
to
back.
pass Krankjörg, and he was with Delta ahead of him, so he lost that additional 1.5 seconds, 2.1 maybe already, so yeah, obviously not great. Kovechka fights Mr. Chot, who's on very, very numb tires, I imagine. Not much fear in that. I can't imagine he's trying to extend it too much, or he needs to be going to another medium, and I think he should pit at the end of this lap. Maybe he's waiting for another safety car. There's a lapped Ibo in 17th position. Sadly not the revival, or let's say, resurgence in performance for Ibo despite the split. The rest of the field is still way ahead of him, but he's continuing these races and he is finishing most of them. And he will be, sadly, this time also moved back. So yeah, currently looking like he's going to be 17th and without points, as the rest of the field is in front. Rendog has lost T-Brand's DS. Big news. Big news.
It's going to be very hard to get back into that as well. It'll be very hard. I don't know how. Maybe he's made a mistake somewhere along the lines, but there's still guys. These guys are head of the field by a long margin.
Almost big shunt with Matt the Tank and Jamaican Jam. That was so late. Matt had such an overspeed over to Jamaican Jam, who didn't have the DS assistant on the back straight, but both of the guys in front had, but it was very close to moving back into the line. And I think there was a swap in front as well. Takajino Uj swapped. And Osibos already found 4/10 inside of the end of the last lap, so first proper one coming up. Currently the fastest lap is still with Mr. Chot. That is still very impressive despite of us already having pit stops with guys who went to very racy hard tires. So yeah, that medium lap time, even with the heavier fuel inside of the first couple of laps after he pitted for that wing damage after crash with Salvi, yeah, still good and currently an extra point. ADS close to him though. Probably an overtaking opportunity lining up. Rendog has been dropped by 3 seconds now. The pace of T-Brand is clearly better, but obviously, yeah, make no mistakes. Tires still need to last, and ADS is about to take Mr. Chot. Already ahead. He is moving into the DS zone. Ibo is moving to the left hand side to make way for 11th place Kwan as ADS completely locks up, and Mr. Chot is back with that again as Tarkin Gino is overtaken by an invisible Krankjörg for a moment. Seemed like the game was wanted to stop a potential big crash as Mr. Chot comes finally into the pit lane as Sibo is 1.4 seconds behind. Yeah, Salvi needed as well to pit. There's a 3-second time penalty for Jamaican Jam as well. So Sibo is within a couple of tenths before he strikes for the DS, and Takajino is not really in a place to fight that back. Krankjörg is looking for a net 4th place finish. Unfortunately, he has a 3-second time penalty to his name. That will not be removed, so yeah, he needs to be finding additional time. Kovachka is a big gap, ADS is a big gap. Now because Mr. Chord is gone, Kwon, Matt the Tank, who's under pressure from Skid Solo, Jamaican Jam behind that. Top 2 have split it, 3.6 now.
No, Sibo's in within DRS of Tark and Gino now. I'm not sure if he got to the detection
Nope.
point or not.
The
I
wing
don't think
is
he has.
flat.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, if you don't get that left-right chicane onto the banking right, that is like, you can get a lot of time by braking late there. But if you mess up your turn-in, then you're gonna be slow out of the turn and into the DS zone. And there's also no DS on the main straight. So the tires need to do an extra bit of work inside of this next lap. Obviously bigger advantage inside of the slow corners. But on the straight it would help if he doesn't or wouldn't need to use his ES, which he's currently holding a lot onto. So yeah, push please. You are out of laps soon and tires as well. These mediums don't last forever. Matt the Tank against Skid Solo. There was no move into the first turn. Usually not the best overtaking opportunity, as you have these awkward off angles where you kind of race each other and then lose a bunch of time while this is not a heavy braking zone. And the Haas driver is currently still ahead, and Devsy spins at the end of the lap. Still on EIS, so I imagine that was probably the problem. Yeah, still on overtake. Probably extra wheel spin. 4.3 seconds from T-Brand to Randok. The only answer we kind of expected T-Brand to have after that very questionable spin at the end of the Miami Grand Prix. And Sibo is still not in it. Sibo, you need to push.
Yeah, he just did. He just did. He just opened the wing.
He has 84% of battery, my guy. You can't just wait until you're close enough to pass everyone. You need to invest from time to time. This is not only an F1 strategy, this is also a money strategy. This is a strategy in life. Sometimes you need to push a bit to make further steps. Even though it's
I usually
hard.
try and empty at least half of my battery to try and get into the DRS. And
because you can do the saving
once
now.
in, then you could save, yeah. Once in, you could save.
This is the plan always. Push in order for you to later save inside of a section, especially these two, as Jamaican Jam retires, in order to make sure you have enough battery to pass, because you're not gonna pass here, but you're already on 100%, and Mr. Chut takes another additional step inside of the fastest lap point, as the gap to the next guy is over a couple of seconds, I think. 9/10, yeah. Not too bad.
Showing good speed. If only he had a better start, he might have been.
Yeah, well, the crash was
the podium places.
unfortunate, but
yeah,
maybe he wasn't aware, not paying attention, not paying too much attention, because Salvi didn't move.
Sometimes you can be paying attention and it can still catch you off guard. So I've been there myself.
That's true, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's not Salvi's fault. So he served the 10 seconds that he probably shouldn't have had. But yeah. Looking so far, Mrs. Shod does seem to have the pace, so I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with today's race. Likewise with Jamaican Jam, probably not starting in the quali position that he would have had. Also, ADS going in a P9. Juan down to 11th. Solo goes by. Oh, has he gone to a pit? What's going on there with Juan?
He's gonna be
Seems
moved
he's
back
lost
as well.
a bit of time there. Yeah.
Outside of the bottom guys, Ibo's gonna be staying 17th. It's like a session disqualification, yeah, so Jamaican Jam can be moved up. He didn't do 90%, so no points.
No.
So it's currently it's Ibo. Then it's Kwon, who's off the road and lawn mowing some grass, I guess. Then it's Matt the Tank. Then it's Skid Solo. And then it's Rolly.
And then Rolly.
So everyone
be 16, 15,
who I just didn't
14,
mention is
13.
is promoted. And
Frank
Salvi
Jorg
takes the fastest lap away from Mr. George, which obviously helps because he's gonna be promoted by a couple of positions. And an additional extra point. So big swing for Rendog and T-Burn coming up. T-Burn needs these points.
Yeah,
when
for
he
sure.
he finished high. But he needs to be consistent. Because that's gonna win championships.
I mean, this is what the quali session was all about, really. But it wasn't meant to be in the situation where people get put to the back of the grid. It was meant to be, you know, you mess your lap up, you start, you're out in Q1. You know, that's the kind of thing it was supposed to be. But unfortunately, it hasn't gone down the way it's supposed to. But we'll try again next season, see what happens. It is a format that we are going to continue to keep.
Tank York 2, 4th position on track. Overtakes Rolly. Into first turn. Yeah, continue, please.
If only he didn't have that 3-second penalty, he'd be finishing in his highest position, I think. I believe he's got a P5 before. I may be wrong
Yeah, I think so.
about that. I remember.
I don't have
being in
the
some sort of P5
individual
position.
best per race results written down. There was not enough space in my table. So.
What would you do in Rowley's position? Would you let up and let your teammate try
yeah, for sure.
to?
Like I would do everything to pull, like having him in the DRS, and then just move out of the way until he's like if he's not consistently fast enough to overtake me on like pure pace, I would just try to be like a buffer in between the next car to have myself DRS and extend the lead, because every car that is behind me is it's spin by Osimo! He completely locks the brakes!
No way.
He completely locks the brakes, and that's a top 5 finish gone for sure! Was looking at the back of the 6th place as the another spin by the ADS. What's going on? Front wing damage! The Red Bull is without wings! He didn't drink enough Red Bull! Mr. Short spins at the back as well! What's going on? It's the Giant Spin Grand Prix! Why is everyone suddenly spinning?
He's back on.
What is this?
He's back on the track. What the Chinese
Attack by Tarkingino on the outside for turn 2. Goes through. Tarkingino into 5th place again, but takes the longest line possible. Longer than someone would stand in front of an Apple store back in the day. Tarkingino is not ahead of Drunk York, and that is obviously not helpful. 3 seconds. No matter what.
Tarkingino keeps it where it is.
Rear puncture? From who?
Rear puncture?
I don't think no Seaber has a
Matt the Tank?
real... No, that looks too good. I'm just continuing.
Mr. Chod, possibly. Let's have a look. No, he seems to be going fine.
Energetic asked in the
Oh,
chat.
no.
Energetic asked in the chat if there was a rear puncture. Solo is defending that brilliantly for Matt the Tank. But both of them gonna go down. This is for actual position, Quincy. This is for position also with Kuan behind. All of these 3 will be moved to the back. This is for position. This could be difference between 3 points. Judging on by the rest goes, because yeah, there's still drivers behind currently, so
battle for the back. Call it.
Sibo is guaranteed 16th. Next guy currently is Quant 15th. Then 14th goes to Matt and 13th to Skid Solo. And then it would be Rolly.
The Tank takes the P9 spot. Looking fairly racy. A lot of these guys not using their battery. He's on the straight, using none.
16. He stays there. He's lap over. So. Yeah, that kind of could manage that. His point score every race. Yeah, we won't be. 16th is no points. The Aston Martin sandwich with a little bit of salad in between, presented by Crankyork's Sauber, is currently still continuing on. UJ is gonna be on the podium if he doesn't get another time penalty. Oh, white moment by Crankyork is an opportunity. Very outplaced to make a move. Costs both of them mostly time. I wouldn't dive my nose up the inside there, Tarkingino, if it was you. Can you check for time penalties on UJ? So like check limits.
Already
please.
on it. He's got 2 warnings.
Are these from collisions or?
No, he's got 2 track limit warnings. So I still think he takes it though. I mean, Crankjorg, you know, they're 3.4 seconds away. They're fighting.
Yeah, well, if he slows down and Takajino gets by on them on merit and then pulls away, but then it's gonna be troublesome. But this doesn't look like it for good measure as of right now.
Looks like he's trying to help, but Crankjorg just won't give up. That's what we like to see. Good battling though, keeping it clean. Not a lot of contact, you know, little real taps here or there, but nothing serious.
Quick update on the race winner of this, and by obviously Rolly getting removed, 5 positions up for UJ and Crankjorg, 4 for the 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th place drivers, with Salvi losing 10 starting in 3rd, so yeah. Also Jamaican Jam down by 6, ADS by 7. Jamaican Jam not scoring any points. 3 seconds for Crankjorg, missed a shot, Salvi and Ibo is on 9, as there's a power slide into the 6th turn of this racetrack by Crankjorg. The driver behind there in the background is Devsy, who's lapped in 15, so don't pay attention to that. There's nothing happening there. Matt the Tank maybe on skid solo soon again. They've been having their private little battle. What is gonna be a points difference at the end where they will be moved. So yeah, that's obviously gonna be interesting. Wide moment by Crankjorg. Don't get another time penalty. No need for that. 6 seconds could be easily achieved. ADS takes fastest lap point away from Salvi by half a second. Breaks into the mid-35s as we are 2 laps away from the 2nd victory of T-Bran. And we were only 1 corner away almost from that last time out already. 11 seconds. What is going on with Rendog? Is he just cruising at home?
I think T-Ban's just picked up the pace a little bit.
Because UJ also came back to that. What is going on?
This is a difficulty that I was finding racing Snake last season. Is you'd have the first stint where you would
roll into the pits,
be in front, or you would.
Oh, he's going for the fastest lap because he gets the point.
Who is into the pits?
Rolly's into the pits.
Rolly.
He is gonna go for that fastest lap point, which makes a lot of sense. He's gonna.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Well, is he far ahead of Skid Solo? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's still the first guy. He's still the first guy of the guys who will be moved back. Oh, it's gonna be kind of close still. No, okay, it's not close. Okay.
Looks like they're all together as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they'll all be moved. And Cerebo, obviously as well.
Salvi crushed! Salvi crushed on the last penultimate lap of the race! No points! No, that's on the racetrack! Left hand side of turn 16! They on the left hand side probably collected the curb and went straight left. The GPS told him turn left and he was like, now? And shanked the steer wheel to the left and fully went 13.1 seconds.
Probably clipped the curb like Fernando Alonso last year, was it? Last year? Fernando Alonso saved it though.
Oh, wasn't that when the Grand Prix returned?
I think it was 24 possibly, because I remember
Sainz but that wasn't last year,
and crashing. Was it 24?
Yeah,
I don't
24.
know what years. It's been a long night. It's been a long.
Hello,
long,
welcome
long,
to
long
2026.
Night.
It's 33 days old already.
It's crazy to think that, you know, we were playing on the 2022 game together. It's been that long, Herman. We are getting old.
Firstly, you are getting old. I'm just progressively falling.
I'm leading the way.
T-Bran needs to move to Mondays. Xyz, he's too fast. No, I don't think so. T-Bran takes probably the next win. Crankjorg is... Oh my god, Rendog is maybe under pressure from UJ. Big lock up by the Mercedes. What is going on with Rendog? Rendog! You need to... Oh my god, please keep your tires alive. Who has the best tires? UJ was 2 laps later. That is the difference now. He's in the DS and they both have... Oh, well, there's a big difference. Sorry, misclicked the driver.
Yeah, Rendog's got battery, but the DRS is a
But DS is very long, and if the exit is shitty, then he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
T-Bran is gonna take that win no matter what. Well, there's still a last turn for him to be ahead, and we just seen Salvi crash it. So, T-Brand, you better some prayers. Deployment of the battery is becoming handy now. We're trying to catch this battle. What is going to be second position? A lot of drafting, a lot of slipstream to the outside. Goes the Ferrari. I'm switching to T-Band victory. And on the outside, UJ goes through. Was that fair? That was a bit of a slow moment. I couldn't see it with the camera. OJ takes second position off of Rendog on the final couple of corners. This should have been way higher.
He also leads the championship also.
Takejino is into fourth position. Shankard will be demoted. No, he will not be because Sibo struggled to continue. Rolly is probably going to take a fast lap. It will be moved to the back of the field. No 8th place for him. No 9th place for Matt the Tank. No 10th place for Skid Solo. It's going to be Benshot who takes 8th place then. Big points for lost for Aston Martin and gained by Mercedes. 3rd and 8th is not too bad, judging by how Mr. Chob was taken out of the race basically on lap 4 or whenever that incident happened. So Kwon is moved back as well. So ADS will be promoted to 9th, which also could have been happening for Jan, but he wasn't aware, I assume. So 9th position for ADS. Desi will take 10th, and then the rest moves down. So 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, I think that is then. Yeah, well, Ibo's 15th anyway. So yeah, it's gonna be points for Ibo because Salvi crashed it, and he is not in the top 15 positions because he did 90%. Bad end to the race. And points lost.
2 laps. I think he did make it, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's not in the points paying position. He can't get points on 90%. I was aware, just CBA
Redemption, shouts T-Brand.
T-Brand takes the win.
It's a shame that the top 2 guys who are on the podium can't have an interview. We need to find some translators, Herman, for sure.
I don't speak Spanish or
maybe we
Polish.
can get Toby in to speak Polish, and can find a Spanish-speaking guy, hopefully. Yeah, pretty weird race, this one. The field spread was a lot larger than other races, but China does always do a little bit of that at times. Very hard to get past, but when you do get past, if you do have the pace, you can extend. Zuj takes driver of the day, as there's no cleanest driver. Most overtakes, Skid Solo. Well done, boys. So you can call anyone you want. I think you can have Rendog to come in, and then also whoever else.
I would like to speak to Crank York, but I don't know how his English is.
Crank Jog. Rendog. Anybody else?
Yeah, let's go with Takejino. Not a good finish.
Takejino. Interview, please.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let me close the game and move to the scene. I'm closing the scene.
T-Brand takes the win, and would you say that that was? I think that was quite a domination because he,
I don't know what happened.
Every single session, he didn't take the fastest lap in the race, obviously, because people pitted later. But he's doing pretty well. Redemption, he screams in the chat. So yeah, congratulations to T-Brand today. Shame about Rendog. We'll want to ask him what he did. Or what happened in the end there, because it seems like he was doing pretty well, and then he just not feeling too well, so he's going to miss the interview. Okay, that's fair enough.
Let's see if we can get anyone in. Top 3 are out already. Good start.
Yeah, top 3 are gone. Great start.
Okay, Quincy, tell me about this commentary. I'm kidding.
Today was... Ujay's in.
And he's out.
No, he's gone. And he's gone.
You scared him. Oh my god. Maybe Energetic from the chat wants to have an interview.
I bet he does. We'll invite Matt the Plank, see what he has to say for himself in the quali as he says, "Oh, uh, we may just have to wrap it up. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's interested tonight." But hopefully
that's fine.
Mexico will be interesting. You know, you got the 2-stop or the 1-stop. Both can work. We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, tire deg is very high. Wings are also very low. You know, so it's yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race in Mexico.
Just
And
let
then you got
me,
Vegas,
since yeah, let me just check with the current standings. So we had Rolly obviously being demoted hugely, so that's UJ to the top. Rendog also takes points away, so I think they move both past Rolly. Takengino is also closing in quite nicely. That's still a 13-point gap, but nothing too big, I would say. So we lost hugely. Kovachka moved away from Jamaican Jan. T-Burn obviously takes a huge step towards the front four currently. Is not overtaking, I think, Targentino for fourth. But yeah, certainly a swap at the top with UJ taking the lead. And they obviously Constructors Championship. Big swing for Mercedes. Third and eighth is obviously better than I think ninth and fourth and ninth or 10th. So yeah, they're gonna be moving in fast as well. Williams is in seventh after the first four races. Obviously, big swing as well, overtaking probably Sauber, Red Bull, and Haas all at the same time with that result. So yeah, surprising to see them down there. Like I think we were discussing that. Yeah, T-Brand is probably gonna carry that bag for Williams most of the time. But seventh after the first four is surprising. But let's see who, yeah, maybe takes a step. I think Kwon is kind of lost after that Japanese crash, so I think he needs to get his motor back. Maybe Singapore was just one of the races he felt the most so far. So let's see what can happen for the rest of the season for the Williams team, as we've already surpassed the half. So yeah, looking at the rest of the season, what do you think is going to be happening in terms of, especially with these races, because the calendar is still stacked. Mexico into Vegas, Monza. Just like his brother. Yeah. Three of them have close walls as well, and there's going to be obviously a very different format for the 8th race in Monza. So yeah, looking forward to that. And we're going to wrap this up, as no one is really ready for interviews, but hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to leave the channel follow if you just tuned in to be with us next week on the 10th to see more racing. We're going to be in Mexico for the Mexico City Grand Prix, and we're going to be heading into our second half of the season. The leader of the Drivers' Championship has been changed, and there's now even there has been a swapperino at the top, and the Constructors' Championship between Aston and Mercedes is heating up. We're going to see you next time. Take care, good night, and see you in Mexico. Bye bye.